Okay, we're just doing our relay configuration. There's a lot of stuff already tested in the basic configuration. If you want to have a look at that, just go back to one of the other tabs for basic configuration. The stuff that was already tested was ZHT, Z domestic hot water, SP1, CH1, SP2, CH2, scheduled, Z scheduled, and flags, domestic hot water, domestic system cooling, MF, UFHT, UF at least HT, boiler, rad HT, and CL underscore OH, and the differential. All these were tested in other validations. Also, MReg is not part of this validation, and flag HW, which is associated. First off, MReg is to do with the Modbus, and it's not to do with this validation. And flag HW is to do with the keypad. Again, it's not part of this validation. So the guys that have to be tested in this validation, or this section of the validation, at least for configuration, is C cooling, C F1, F2, F3, and C or ZHC. Also, I wanted to test relay being activated by the relays, which is just relay, just using relay as an activation and input as an activation. So to do this, we set up just one zone. Where am I here? That guy there. And we had to turn on cooling as well, because for F1, F2, F3, and so on. So basically, the full test is here. How we did this was just calibrated the temperature up enough that when we adjusted the set point down, we would be able to activate F1, F2, F3, and ZH, all activated exactly as they were supposed to do. In addition to that, we so they were all activated on Logic Box 1, so they all activated fine. So first off point is they worked out fine. Also, they were in turn used to turn on Logic Box 8 through the relays. So the relays then turned on, as they were turned on Logic Box 1, they also turned on Logic Box 2. So we went through that test and all worked out fine. We also used the inputs on Logic Box 1, inputs 1 and 2, to be enabled and override. And in inputs 1 and 2, we had only a jumper in input 1 and no jumper in input 2. So we could see the difference in the states with that. So when we did that, various different relays did not turn on if they had to be enabled, or they did not turn on if they were overridden, if there was an override in place. All have worked out exactly as they were supposed to do. So from a configuration point of view, it's a basic test, but from a configuration point of view, we do have, maybe you can see this here. It's quite difficult now to see it, but over here we have a Logic Box 8, and there's some relays on there, and in here we have a Logic Box 1, and again we have the associated relays on there. So all things being equal, they all did exactly what they were supposed to do. And like I said, in terms of configuration, we have a full 8 Logic Boxes here, and we've been turning on and off things throughout the validation, so we know that we can have the full extent of up to 32 zones, and 8 Logic Boxes can turn on and off things throughout the entire system using plate sensors and digital sensors and all the rest. So that is all being tested, but those few things didn't get in, they weren't involved in the other tests. So at any rate, they've all passed, so this is pass for configuration.